So now there's even more friends, family, colleagues, people I really, really care about here tonight. So I can't say enough how grateful I am for all of you being here tonight. Since we have some new friends here tonight, I am going to give a bit of background about Second Chances. I'm going to tell you one of my favorite stories from the past decade, and then I'm going to share our vision for the next decade. Some of you know I founded Second Chances about 10 years ago after a large clothing donation program that supported folks in our region closed. And what I was seeing in my work as a nonprofit management consultant was that a lot of my clients had conference rooms and closets and offices that were filling up with clothing and other things that they were keeping for their clients. And I knew there had to be a better solution. I knew there had to be a better way of getting what was donated to people who needed it. And so I decided to focus on clothing, since that's what I know and understand and can relate to and what's manageable. And we started doing that work about 10 years ago. In 2005, when we started, I collected about 1,200 pounds of clothing from friends and family, drove it around in my Mini Cooper from house to house, and we served about 20 clients that year, working with 2 local organizations, and we were able to serve 20 people. Since then, we have collected over 800,000 pounds of clothing, and we've served 2,600 people in need in our community with that clothing. So really grateful for all of the support and assistance that you guys have provided to get us to this milestone 10 years later. And since I don't have a lot of direct contact with our clients, with the people who get clothing from Second Chances, we work through their existing service providers. So we work with a network of nonprofit organizations that are shelter and service providers out in the community. They're working directly with folks who have a variety of needs. And so we're almost invisible to our clients. So when we hear from them, they're really memorable. And I'm going to tell a story which, if our friends from Transition House are here, they might recognize, but I've changed some of the names and eliminated some of the identifying details. In 2008, Nancy and her infant son, Eric, fled a violent home and found safety with our partners at Transition House in Cambridge. We brought the 2 of them clothing multiple times that year because they'd left with almost nothing. I remember Nancy because each time she'd send a beautiful thank you email and photos of her son wearing his new sneakers and his new clothing. And she wrote about how happy and grateful they were for our support and assistance because it helped them to move forward and achieve their goals. Earlier this year, 7 years later, Nancy got in touch because she wanted to donate a stroller, and she remembered Second Chances. And we don't take donations of strollers, but what I did was I helped to put them in touch with one of our partners that serves young families that might have a need for what they wanted to donate. And I mentioned that I recognized her name and that I was really happy to hear from her. And this is Nancy's email back to me. Andrea, I'm shocked that you remember us. We are doing so well. Eric is 8 years old now. Eric is 8 years old now. He skipped 2nd grade and is doing great in 3rd grade. We're living in a lovely market rate apartment. I have an amazing job that I love, and I'm finishing my BA at UMass Boston. I hope that all is well with you and Second Chances, and I'm really glad to have reconnected, Nancy and Eric. So those are the kinds of stories that we hear infrequently, but we know they happen a lot more often than that. And we're just so grateful for that. And that's the impact that you're having when you support Second Chances. So thank you for supporting us by being here. And together, we're helping people in our community, and then they're succeeding, and then they're helping other people in our community who need help. And together, we're building community, we're building connection, and we're creating an environment where we can all lift one another up. And that's what our work is about, and that's what's so important about our organization and about the work that we're doing. And that's what it is to be a community. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of our community. And I'm grateful for every single one of you here tonight who have helped us in some way or another. So this is what we want to create more of in our second decade. And with your support, both tonight and in the future, we can help more people by creating this ripple effect, where the people we serve get housing and training and jobs, and then they go on to help other people who need assistance in our community. And that's our vision for the next decade, and that's what you're making happen here tonight. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting us.